Hello and welcome to a new edition of Champ Speak. Champ Speak, as you would have known by now, is all about Indian Oil's elite international sports persons who've been doing excellent job at the international level, bringing laurels for the country, making the corporation proud. We've had some very senior players. Today we feature a rising star of Indian table tennis. Sharad Kamal, of course, is the elder statesman of Indian table tennis, and we are proud that he's a part of Indian Oil. So also Manika Batra, who has won laurels at the world level. Today we have Manav Thakkar. Manav has achieved which no other young Indian table tennis player has achieved. He was ranked world number one at the under 18 and the under 21 level, which is he's the one and only Indian to have achieved that. And plus, making the transition to the senior level, he was very much part of the Indian team which created history at the 2018 Asian Games, winning a bronze medal. Winning a bronze at the Asian Game is because the competition at the Asian level is as good as the Olympics. So it was a major achievement, and Manav was very much a part of that team. And it's indeed a pleasure to be joined by Manav, who is presently in Germany training. He's also only the third Indian to play the tough German league after Sharad Kamal and Satyan. Warm welcome to you, Manav.
Thank you so much, sir. How are you, sir?
I'm good. Thank you. You're looking very fit as always.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Manav, let's start this, the very beginning. How did you get, started out in table tennis? Did anyone in the family play? How did your interest get, into table tennis? How was the initiation into table tennis?
So, sir, both of my parents were doctors, actually, my mother and father. So I was a single child, and I was very much interested in playing sports. So every day, I was playing at my home. Maybe I started off with cricket. I was playing at my home every day cricket with my grandparents, my dad, my mom, maybe in the colony with my friends. But then slowly I started off doing skating because I was a single child and my parents wanted me to go out. So I started off with skating initially, and I was number one in skating at the age of 4 and 5. But my parents thought that skating is a sport which you cannot go further enough, like after 16, 18, because you get many times you are injured with your knee. Because they saw me in the tournaments, many times you start off and you fell down, and then you have to again get up and complete the race and everything. So they felt that they must keep me in some indoor sport. And we had a table at our home, table tennis table, because my parents felt that table tennis is good for reflexes and good for coordination and everything. So they used to play on weekends. And one day I was looking at them and I also said that even I want to try playing this sport. And in the first time itself, I was watching them from like maybe 4 or 6 months they were playing. And in the first time, I could return 3 to 4 times the ball on table. So they were very happy. They felt that maybe I should try table tennis as a hobby. And that's how my journey started, like from the age of 5. Like then I played maybe at my home for 2 or 3 months. And then my father, he put me in some local club in Surat, where there were players like state champions of Gujarat, they were playing over there. So I started off there in Surat. And then rest, yeah, then I started to perform well, domestic, international also. So rest is everything like this. But I started off playing from the age of 5, and it's like very unique, like from how I went from skating to table tennis.
Oh, wonderful. And I mean, your parents also need to be applauded, for both belonging to the medical profession and still allowed you to pursue your dream once they saw that, you had the talent to make it big. So, that's something, of course, the sports culture in our country is also changing now. Unlike earlier when, academics was the only thing that parents used to stress upon. Now, also would like to know your journey, at the junior level, at the world level, under 18, under 21, being ranked world number one. That was a major achievement.
So, sir, actually, I started off, I told you, at the age of 5. Then I played for 6 years in Gujarat, Surat itself, where I was performing well in district, in state level. But I felt personally that to go for higher practice, higher training, I have to move out of that place because it was not so much, Gujarat has not so much culture of sports at that point of time. So I went on to go to PSCB Academy, which is in Ajmer. So there was a Chinese coach over there, and they used to take care of your studies and everything for the tournaments and everything. So from 2012, I started training in Ajmer, where I had a coach named Yenvi. Like he trained me very well, and then I started to perform very well in at the India level. I started to play well in under 12, under 14, under 17. And from 2016, Massimo Constantini, our national coach, he was an Italian coach. He came to India, and then from 2016 I started to train under him, and then I got a very good result at international level at under 18, under 21, and then itself I became world number one in under 18 and also in the 21 later on.
And also, you have got multiple medals, at the Commonwealth Table Tennis Championship, the South Asian Championships. So, how has the journey been overall? Like, of course, as you very rightly said, encouragement was there from the parents. And I'm sure you would also have looked up to seniors like Sharad, Kamal, Satyan, and there would have been an inspiration for you to perform, tournament after tournament.
So yes, actually, first I was playing well in under 18 and under 21, but in seniors, this Massimo was the coach. He brought me into the Asian Games 2018, where I was able to share the bench with Sharad Bhaiya, Satyan, Harmeet, Amal Bhaiya. So that was a very proud moment and very big moment for me, because I have always seen them playing matches on the TV only, because I was not playing so much senior events also. And whenever I used to play the senior events, Sharad and Satyan were normally training in Germany, normally training outside only. So I never got a chance to, communicate with them, to meet them. But the Asian Games was a stage where I could see them playing the matches for the country and how they were preparing for the match. Like what is their fitness regime? What is the diet plan? So I was so inspired by that looking at them, and this motivated me so much that I was very lucky to have like Sharad Bhaiya as my mentor till now also, at this date also, that he started to guide me a lot. And that gave me so much of confidence that I was also with them in the Commonwealth Championship, in the Asian Championship, and to perform with them and to bring medals for the country. I think it's a big moment for me, and I hope that I can continue this in future also and maybe bring more medals for the country.
And also for 3 consecutive years, once you made the transition to the senior level from 2018 to 2021, I believe you're India number one. No mean achievement.
Yes, sir, that was also a very big thing, because once I started off in the, I came off in the senior team in Asian Games. I looked how the sport is at the world level, and that gave me a lot of confidence that how to build your game. Because if you're playing in junior and playing in senior, I think it's completely different what I felt. Because while playing in junior events, when I used to play well, the opponents were like not so matured, I would say, in terms of the senior players. The opponent used to give up. Maybe if you have just one or two plans and you execute them properly, the opponents were like, oh, he's playing so good in juniors. But comparatively in seniors, each and every player is fighting, like giving their maybe more than 100%, and they have some different unique ways, unique strategies, I would say. Even till the last point, nobody is giving you the matches. It's not like a free match for you. You have to fight till the last point. And initially I had problems converting those matches. Like I start off well in the match, but I had problems converting those games. But then later on, when I got good exposure with the teammates, with the Indian team, and also while playing in Germany, and also while playing a lot of senior matches, then I get to know the players better, and also I felt that I'm becoming more mature in my game. And then yeah, then I performed well, and still till now I feel that I need to play more better, because the game is changing a lot, and you need to have different sort of skills. Like you need to enhance your skills every month, every tournament, because players are catching you so easily in singles. It's not like every month. For example, if I played a player 3 months back, and if I'm playing him 3 months later, the player has improved something, and he has maybe he found some of the weak points in my game. At the same time, if I want to be stronger than him, even I have to figure out some new ways, some innovative ways to trouble him and to convert the matches.
You touched upon a very important point, because the game is growing so fast. Scientific methods. There's so much of analysis of players, your opponents. Now, what is it about Chinese and players from that region, which really, what is one aspect, if you could point out, that separates us? It's not that Indians lack in skill, but one area which you would feel that, which we need to attain to reach that level. Indian, all of you, Sharad, Satyan are doing so well. It never happened in Indian table tennis before, even amongst the women, Manika Batra. But I think there is always, scope for improvement, which is what one area that, or maybe a couple of
So,
areas.
sir, if you compare like Indian table tennis to a Chinese table tennis, I feel the base, like the basics they have, is far more better. Like for example, for everything, if you need to build up on a higher level, you need good basics. So each and every Chinese, maybe I would say 15 to 20 Chinese have so good basics that wherever the coach wants, however the coach wants, they can shape their game. Like that's how we have the situation with the cricket. Like everyone has so solid technique, the way they want, the coaches can build them. But the table tennis, I think we don't have the very good technique on our grassroots level. Like all the players play differently. Like if you see Sharad, he plays differently. If you say Satyan and me, we both play the same game. But then everyone, Harmeet or maybe any other player, you take Sudhanshu or maybe Manika, everyone has their own technique. Nobody is same like another. But in China, if you see everyone, are becoming like somebody will play like Malong, somebody will play like Fen Dong. They have their backups with the same amount of technique. So I think the basics is the one thing which we can work upon on our grassroots level, so that if your basics are clear, I think however the coach wants, he can shape up your game, because we have so many limitations with our basics that we have to frame our game accordingly only. Like for example, me, I don't have a lot of power, so I need to work on my at at this stage I have to work on my strength and everything to improve more power. But this should be done, I think, at a grassroots level. Then it would be much better for everyone that now wherever I want, I can frame up my game.
So, Manu, you're saying basically is that uniformity is required at the grassroots level. And also the other aspect which you touch, maybe we also need a bigger pool of players also at the grassroots level. Like you touched upon cricket, because every child in India wants to become a cricketer. So if that same thing
Yes, sir.
translate into a game like table tennis, so that would be a revolution of sorts.
Sure, definitely, sir. It would be like much better if we have so many players, like as you see in cricket. And also at the same time, if there are so many players, there will be more number of coaches, more number of everything. You can say more number of training centers, and that's how we can build from like from one step to the next step to the next step. And maybe in future you will see table tennis doing so well at the world level also. I mean in the Olympics as well.
The table tennis has definitely taken that step. It is doing very well. And just a while ago, Manav, you touched upon, when you started out, Gujarat didn't have that much of sports infrastructure. Table tennis was not such a big thing. But recently at the national games, 36 national games, you there was Harmeet, you all ensured that Gujarat won the gold medal in table tennis.
So
So a
yes,
lot
sir.
of
Actually, that
changes.
was also a very big thing for me because the first of all, the national games was in Surat, and I am from Surat, and it was the first time I was playing representing Gujarat at national games. It was my first national game, that too in Surat, and winning a gold medal at my hometown. I think that all these things were perfect for me, and it was a very big moment. At the same time, my parents, I think they have only seen my matches on TV. They have not seen me playing live, so it was the first time I was playing in front of them. I had a bit of expectations, but at the same time, the performance was also so much better. So I think overall it was a very big thing for me. And yes, now Gujarat is doing so well in table tennis. Now we have three players from the Indian team from Gujarat. So from years passing by, Gujarat has become much better. We have many training centers in Gujarat. So like if we continue like this, I think for sure Gujarat and also India, we can as a country grow and maybe produce more and more players, and then we will have a strong team, strong backup also.
And Mano, at such a young age, there's a lot of sacrifices, sportsmen, athletes like you have to make, which maybe people don't quite realize. Everyone rejoices when you win medals at the international level, but the sacrifices which behind that, living out of suitcases. You are in Germany right now for training, playing in the leagues. It's not. You have to fend on your own. So does it at times get, especially during that COVID period, how stressful was that period, Manav?
So, sir, in terms of practice, I would say yes, it was stressful because I was not able to train a lot because of the restrictions and everything. But at the same time, it was a blessing in disguise for me because I was with my family. And from 2012, I have been out of my place. I have never been in touch with my family, only on the phone call. So from 2012, I was in hostel. So all those years I stayed in hostel, and after that I moved out to Germany. Like I am training in Germany, maybe, and sometimes in Chennai in India. So that was the moment where I could stay with my family for I guess for 200 days I was with my family, maybe for 8 to 9 months. I was at my hometown. So that was a very big period for me that I was with my family. We were watching movies, maybe helping each other, maybe with the household work and everything. So it was a very memorable moment for me that I could stay with my family, and I don't know now when I can stay as long as this. So now whenever I travel and everything, it maybe for 5 days I go to my home. Then again I start to train maybe in Chennai or in Germany again. So for me that period I think was also important. I needed that break. And yes, now again we need to work hard and again start to come back and improve our game and everything.
Manav, as it is said, there was a silver lining in anything, and actually reminds me of what that period at home would have helped you to rejuvenate yourself also. Because Virat Kohli took a break from cricket, where he said that for about a month or more than a month, he didn't do anything related with cricket. He was going through a difficult phase, and that actually helped him to rediscover, and he's come out and he's regained his old touch. So such
Sure,
breaks
yeah.
also help you as a sports person.
Yes, sir. True. Completely true, sir.
And now let's talk about a bit about the German league. It's very tough. How has your experience been? This is the second year you've been there, or the third year?
Yes, so second year. So, sir, initially when I know that this is a big thing playing Bundesliga, and only two players from India have played this, Sharad Bhai and Satyan Bhai. So initially I had a bit of pressure, but when I went on, I played my first match over here, and I played so bad. It was a disaster performance for me because for me it was so hard. There were like 400, 500 people watching, and I was playing the away match, so they were supporting the other player, not me. And at the same time, even if I make something good, they were supporting the other player, not me. And even if the opponent makes an easy point, they were like, clapping, dancing, whatsoever, maybe beating drums or something. So this was a very unique phase for me that I have never seen something like this in table tennis and in the international tournaments as well. So I couldn't perform at that point of time, and the first match was so bad for me. But still my team, they motivated me so much that no, you are playing well. It's like this in Germany, or it's like this in the foreign leagues and everywhere. And when I played the second match, I played with a very good player. He was like maybe 55 or 60 in the world, and with him I had match point. I lost 3-2, and from that match I gained that how to play. Like I got so much of confidence because playing in this league is completely different. Because also you learn how to be mentally strong as well, not the skillful also, but also mentally. Because many a times the crowd will, maybe they will support you, many a times they won't support you. So these external things should not matter, and you should only focus on your skill and your tactics maybe. So this I have learned a lot in this league, and I hope that I can play more and more matches here. Like tomorrow also we are playing one match, so I am very well prepared for that. And after that my performance has really gone up. And also in the league, I'm like number two player in the second Bundesliga. So I'm number two overall, number two ranked number two in the second Bundesliga. And for the first Bundesliga, I'm playing the match. Sometimes I'm supporting them. But I think all the top players, like maybe there are 50 or 40 Olympians playing in this league. So I can like take so much from them and maybe implement in my game and maybe then take it to the next level.
That's wonderful to hear, yeah. And Mano, you touched upon a very important aspect, mental toughness. So anything other than, of course, playing in a league itself, makes you mentally tough. Any other, you are you working on your mental toughness with maybe a mental conditioning coach? Because today there's so much of a scientific approach in sports worldwide.
So yes, sir, I'm working with Gayatri. She's from Samiksha company, and she is attached with OGQ. So I'm working with her, and that's what she also tells me. Like for example, she tells me to focus on my breathing, my visualization, because she says that whenever you are playing a match, whenever it's like for me, when it's like 8, 8, 9, 9, when it's very tense moments, my heart starts to beat like so fast, and I cannot control some things. For example, my hands are sweating. Maybe you can call it as anxiety. There are so many things, and at that point of time, I cannot pop. I cannot give my 100%, or maybe I would say more than 100%. At that time, the mindset is, I don't know, maybe just going a single-minded. I should be open-minded at that time, but it's becoming narrow and narrow. So these are the things, I'm working on with her. So she says to breathe, maybe to, cheer yourself by saying, come on, or maybe shout yo or something to make yourself fresh. Just think about your tactic, like think about your strong points, back your strengths, and go out there and perform. I think these are the basic things, but I think it requires for a sports person, because at the end of the stage, you don't remember all those things. You are just only focused on just winning the match, or maybe just playing the match. But I think if we focus on all these things, we can do more better at those point of situations, and the results can be much more better than what we think.
Well, Manav, it's, from hearing from a sports person, these aspects for anyone who's a big supporter of sports, or, who loves sports, it's just so many fascinating aspects that one learns when one speaks to athletes like you. Now, coming to your association with Indian Oil, how has it been? The years you have spent here, and playing as a team with Sharad in the PSPB tournaments, which many a times we refer to as the World Cup amongst petroleum companies.
Yes, sir. So, sir, I told you I was with PSP, Petroleum Sports Promotion Board Academy from 2012. So I got a call from India in 2016 for the scholarship. So I was very happy I got selected as a scholarship. But in 2018, when I was offered a job, I was just 18, and I didn't know anything about Indian Oil, like what we do or what is it. I only knew few things. One was that there is Rohit Sharma, there is Sharat Kamal, Manika Batra, and Gopi Chand in Indian Oil. So this was, I would say, my main reason to say yes, that I will be able to, meet them. Maybe I will be able to be like them in one day in Indian Oil. So that was a main reason, first of all, to join the Indian Oil. I didn't know anything about like the salary or what support they'll give. My parents knew. My parents were very happy with what the job I got. But once I started off with my job and everything, I got to know that there are so many benefits. They are supporting you in terms of your international competitions or training. At the same time, they are providing you kits and everything. All the domestic tournaments, I have to represent India, and they are supporting me well. And at the same time, there is this inter tournament, what you told. And this inter tournament is as good as the main national championship, because every top player I would say in India is part of PSPB. So we all are competing together and sharing the bench with Sharad Bhai and all, Manika Ji and everyone. I can get to learn so many things, and we have so many conclaves also. So that in that we can learn so much from the top players, that they share their experiences, like Gopi sir, like Rohit Sharma. I also heard one from Rohan Bopanna. So I think this is a perfect for me. This is a perfect platform, where I can go take my game higher and take a lot from it. And I'm very thankful to Indian Oil that they supported me when I was very young. I was not like world number one or something. I was doing better, but they saw this talent in me, and they took me in India, and then I started to play also so much better. And I hope that I can continue this form and maybe perform more better and bring more medals for the country and also for the oil.
Well, Manav, you're not, there are others also like you who Indian Oil picked up when they were not World Cup. Take anyone like Ajinkya Rahane, Cheteshwar, or even Rohit Sharma. They were not such big stars, but it was really wonderful, having you all, being nurtured by the corporation, and then really doing well at the world level. You spoke about the sports conclave. Of course, you learned so much. I have also been fortunate to be part of it. Of course, due to the pandemic, we have not had it for the last couple of years, but indeed you learn so much as you very rightly said, by listening to others' experience. So it's been wonderful, Manav. There are so many things I would still like to speak to you about, but since there's a time constraint, I'm sure we'll catch up some other time. All the very best with your training and your playing in the German league. May you continue to win laurels, win medals, and make us all proud. we are indeed delighted. You're part of Indian Oil, and whenever you play, it's like so many IOCNs also support you. So many are there who love sports, because see, there is nothing bigger than bigger sports, stress buster rather than sports. And you all are an inspiration. You're a young icon as far as we are concerned. So thank you so much for joining us on Champ Speak and sharing your experiences.
Thank you so much, sir. It was wonderful, sir, to have this conversation, and thank you so much for this experience. And I have watched many of the episodes, like with Sharad Bhaiya, with Manik Ali and all. So I hope that, yeah, I will be also watching mine, and maybe I hope that everyone will be happy, whoever sees this episode.
I'm sure IOCNs would be watching this, would be extremely happy to hear a young champion speaking about not only the glory, but all the, the sweat, blood, and tears which goes into making of a champion. So this was Manav Thakkar for you. We will, of course, continue to feature more sports persons in our coming episodes of Champ Speak. So until then, this is the host, S Kishore, bidding goodbye.